Welcome to the Calvary Chapel Car Show, where every car has a story, and every one of these owners has already told it 5 times today. I thought we would take a mosey, maybe saunter a little bit, and look at some of these classic vehicles, and some not so classic, before I head into the office. So let's go snoop around and see what's going on at the church today. It's a little Cars on Christ. Horsepower and hallelujahs. All right, come on. I can make those up for 20 minutes. It's just gonna run out of funny. So I know you might say, Smitty, you're around cars every day. Yes, I sell cars every day, but I'm here to look at some real cars. You know, the kind your grandpa talks about, but never lets you drive. That's what I'm all about. So I'm gonna show you as much as I can. I only got about 30 minutes before I need to be at the store. Wow. My father had this exact same truck, but all black. That definitely brings back some memories. He was definitely not running those wheels and tires, but I do remember as a kid changing the oil on this truck a whole bunch. Look at that. Woo! All sorts of stripe work on that hood. Lucille. Yeah. That's everything. That's everything. All right, we got to find some weird stuff today. I know there's a million Corvettes out here and a million Mustangs, all from the 80s and 90s and whatnot. But I'm looking for those rare birds. I like finding these cars that were not popular at all, but somebody has spent half of their life savings putting it back together and restoring it to its original state. That's what I'm looking for. When's the last time you went to a car show? And where was it? We seem to have these things, shoot, every weekend within 50 miles of me, there's one somewhere, raising money for something. We got a few muscle car museums out this way too. Wow, look at the green machine. SS. Wow. Take a look at this V-dub. Oh, a little flock of seagulls in the background. Old Michael's score doesn't live far from here. Wow. The Buick Regal. That's what I'm talking about. Look at this thing. Wow. 3.8 liter turbo. That's great with the T-tops. Very well done. Looks all original, except for an extra gauge or two that was put in. All right, so I thought there were a ton of more vehicles in one area, but that was just parking. So I guess we have a lot less cars than I thought we were gonna have here. Look at this. See, this is what I need in my life right here. Wow, the paint on this car has more layers than your grandmother's casserole. Yeah. Work in progress. Or you know what? They may be done with it. There may not be any progress going on. Just look at the lines on that thing. Look at the lines on that thing. Yeah, a metropolis of activity here today. Now, none of these old cars are going to have Bluetooth, but they have something better. The power to make your neighbors hate you at 6 a.m. The Land Cruiser. Bolivia. And how about this thing? Probably safe to drive, right? Racing belts. Wow. And how about the old MG? Look at that thing. TF 1500. So if you were going to get yourself a toy for the weekend, what kind of car would you buy? Just for fun. I've seen some of these guys already as I do these loops around the cars, still wiping their cars. 3 passes later, they're still over there wiping them down. I think that's just how these people get in cardio, though. Calvary Chapel, where the sermons are powerful and the cars are louder than the choir. I have not seen this much chrome since I was in the Kohler section at Home Depot. Wow. Look at that thing. Whoo! So I don't even know how often they do this event. This is the first time I've ever heard of it. But it's definitely a huge church. They've got several locations that I know of. Look at that, 87 Ford Mustang. Wow. Oh, the 80s. Wow. The matching Timex clock. That's a lot of gold. And Foxy in the back. Wow, that is everything. So many cool cars. And I guess a lot of this is a fundraiser for Brevard Helping Seniors, which is a big organization out our way here in the 321. Look at the old Porsche. Wow, what is that, a 944? Might be a 968. All right, I gotta see this Porsche. Yeah, it was 944. Super fun car. That was a good way to get a Porsche back in the day on the low ski. If you consider the pricing they were, I guess that would be considered low ski for them, but still crazy expensive for most of us. But a great entry-level Porsche. They weren't known for being the most reliable, that's for sure, but a lot of fun. Wow. Looks like there's a couple hundred cars out here. Wow, beautiful. What would a car show be without a bunch of Corvettes? Look at these. Wow. Anybody got one of these at home in their garage? The Jaguar XK? Wow. That thing is amazing. Look at that. Wow. How fun would it be to open the garage on a Sunday, put the key in that thing, and just go. Just disappear for a few hours. That's the fun with having one of these things. You're not going to drive this thing to the Cape every day to play with rocket. I swear there's a Corvette every 17 feet. All right, we're into some Ford muscle over here. Yeah, this is a pretty big spread out here today. How about the 79 Olds Cutlass? I didn't know that's what it was sitting here, but if you just look at the signs these people make to put in front of their vehicles. Wow. Look at that. Protected by Viper. Stand back. The Cutlass Supreme. And a Caprice Classic. Those tires probably aren't too bad to replace, right? This is what happens when you take pure gasoline, too much free time, and a little bit of midlife crisis, and mix it all up in a blender. Wow. Look at that beauty. Look at that Chevy. Woo! Clean. Very clean. Yep, this one's been built out nice, for sure. That thing has some eyes to it. Wow. So like I said, I haven't been to this event before. Don't even know if it's an event they do all the time or if it's just a one of one. Or it could be the 50th annual, I wouldn't know the difference. But I thought I would run by today before I head into the office and show you what was going on up the street. Now, the fun part about these car shows is most of these cars are worth more than the houses they were bought next to in 1969. Free event, family friendly, and you know I'm all about that. Free and friendly. As a matter of fact, a lot of people used to say I was free and friendly. All right, well, that's a wrap from Calvary Chapel here in Melbourne, Florida. So just remember, while it's great to come out and look at all these old cars, if you want something that starts every day reliably, you know who to call. I'll see you in the next one.